All right, so round two of our scenario here. The Royal Green Jackets advanced up the river, but not before the Queen's Dragoon came up, and they were taken out by an RPG gunner. He was actually doing quite well until he then got taken out. This is a casualty pile over here. So the Royal Green Jackets moved up and opened fire in here. The insurgents had all massed in this little shop area and had opened up on the armored vehicles. They took out one of the carriers, although the infantry had already dismounted. Both Scorpions were taken out by the RPG, as I said. However, the snipers up in this building have been able to keep this specific car pinned down, whereas the insurgents that were inside this lawyer's office, of all things, have peppered and taken out one of the armored cars over here. But they're now being pinned down by also the snipers up in this house, and the Royal Military Police have sent in a dog team to try to flush them out. The police over here were able to move up, holding their position. Some of them opened fire on the building, and then on their next rounds, they failed any activation. The infantry team moved up. The sergeant here from the 1 para has a M203, so he may actually lob a grenade into one of the vehicles if nothing else happens. The scout vehicle back here, he's going to decide whether or not he's going to join the game, but he may stay in cover and giving radio status reports to General Headquarters. The mortar battery, he's doing actually quite well by continuing to pin down all the vehicles. I guess the vehicles seem to be deflecting shrapnel blast quite well. The sustained fire GPMD team is still deciding if they're going to come in, and the Royal Military Police other dog team is holding back as well. So meanwhile, the rest of our insurgents basically are some handheld weapons, a couple of pistols. We do have a GPMG gunner right here, plus a Jeep with a weapon on it. A couple of females also with weapons as well, and they may get their dander up. And we have a fellow with a crossbow who may also try to make somebody's day miserable. And we have one lone fella with an M1 carbine. He may also open up. So on this round, we're going to see what's actually going to happen here. I'm going to see how long we can carry on. So the car that's been constantly pinned down by the snipers, we're going to roll for him, see what happens. And he's finally gotten an activation there. They must have gotten ticked off of being fired upon. The ones behind the cobbler shop, behind the van, they're ready to go. The woman, she's ready to rock and roll. The other fellows with handheld weapons are going to try to charge in and do something to the infantry. The little group up here, also our leader, he's still in the game. Mr. Crossbow wants to fire as well. M1 guy, he's actually failed. I guess he just is going to hold up. And then we're going to see what goes on from this point. So just a moment.